Breakfast, they say, is the most important meal of the day, one you are not supposed to skip. But have you ever wondered why your breakfast plate looks the way it does? Prepare to have your mind scrambled. Welcome, food sleuths, to a culinary mystery like no other. Today, we're serving up a hot plate of intrigue as we delve into the American breakfast conspiracy. We'll be dishing out the deliciously deceptive tale behind your favorite morning munchies, from bacon and eggs to donuts and bagels. Stay with us till the end, and you'll never look at your breakfast the same way again. Trust me, this is a meal you won't want to skip, one that's sure to leave you hungry for more. The first conspiracy today is your beloved bacon and eggs. Let's crack into the sizzling saga of this national breakfast phenomenon. This dynamic duo has been the yolk of American breakfast tables for decades. Now, you might think that this combo is as American as apple pie, but it's actually a marketing masterpiece cooked up by a man named Edward Bernays. Bernays needs no introduction. One of the most uncanny and invisible characters who shaped modern mass manipulation and the brain behind many public stunts, Bernays is the go-to guy when you want to sell a stone as a diamond. That's right, folks, our beloved bacon and eggs didn't just fry into our breakfast plates, they were served to us on a platter of clever advertising. You see, back in the roaring 20s, the Beechnut Packing Company found themselves in a pig of a problem. They had a surplus of bacon and needed to sell it faster than a hotcake. What did they do? They hired Bernays, who was not just Sigmund Freud's nephew, but also the master of propaganda and a pioneer in public delusions to help them out. Bernays, being the egghead that he was, cooked up a sizzling idea. He asked a group of doctors if a heavy breakfast was better than a light one. When they said yes, he took this as an endorsement of bacon and eggs as the perfect hearty breakfast. And voila! Bacon and eggs became the American breakfast standard. It was a cracking success. But wait, there's more to this exciting tale. Is this dynamic duo healthy? Or is it just a ploy by companies to bring home the bacon? Well, it's a bit of both. Bacon and eggs do provide a good source of protein, but they also come with a side of cholesterol and saturated fat. And let's not forget the sizzling profits. The bacon industry alone rakes in over $4 billion a year in the US, with millions spent on advertising. That's a lot of bacon. But like a souffle, what goes up must come down. In recent years, bacon and eggs have fallen from grace due to health concerns. Yet, they remain the go-to breakfast for many Americans, a testament to the power of a good marketing campaign. The exceptional tale of bacon and eggs. So every time you fork into that crispy bacon and runny egg, you're not just having breakfast, you're biting into a piece of American history and cornspiracy. Up next on number 2, we have the cereal conspiracy. In the bowl before us is our next breakfast item, cereal. The crunchy, sugary delight that has kids ricocheting off the walls faster than a popped corn kernel. Well, cereal has a surprisingly grainy origin that just might milk your interest. In the late 19th century, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, a man more puritanical than a pilgrim at Plymouth Rock, created cornflakes as part of a bland diet designed to suppress sinful thoughts. Yes, foodies, you heard that right. Your favorite breakfast was originally designed to be the anti-aphrodisiac of the dining table. It was meant to keep your mind as flaky as the cereal itself. But as we all know, that didn't last long. Dr. Kellogg's brother Will had a sweeter vision for the cereal. He wanted to add sugar to the mix, a move that caused a crunch in their relationship. The Kellogg brothers ended up parting ways, but not before Will founded the Kellogg Company and started selling the sweetened cornflakes. Soon enough, sugar was added. Tony the Tiger roared onto the scene with his great catchphrase. Also, the Kellogg's Company launched a campaign where they placed a premium offer inside each box of cereal. Kids all over the country were begging their parents for more cereal just to get their hands on the surprise inside. Talk about a crunchy marketing strategy. The rest, as they say, is breakfast history. Cereal quickly bowled over the American public, becoming a national sensation in households all over the country. Flipping over to our next breakfast suspect, number 3, the pancake propaganda. Now, pancakes have been around since ancient times, but they battered their way into the American breakfast scene thanks to some flipping clever advertising in the 19th century. Pancakes, or as I like to call them, the flapjacks of fascination, were not always the breakfast superstar they are today. In fact, before the 19th century, pancakes were more of a flat affair, often enjoyed as a treat during Shrove Tuesday or Mardi Gras. But all that changed when a certain friendly face entered the scene. Aunt Jemima, anyone? The character of Aunt Jemima was created as a warm, welcoming face to sell ready-made pancake mix. The idea was as simple as a pancake recipe. Make people feel like they were getting a homemade breakfast without all the mixing and flipping. And boy, did it work. Aunt Jemima's famous tagline, "Eyes in town, honey," became as symbolic for breakfast as the rooster's crow. But how hot were pancakes before the massive advert trick? Well, they were enjoyed, but weren't the toast of the town like they are today. The syrupy story of advertising genius took pancakes from being a flip in the pan to a breakfast staple. Pancakes soon became synonymous with a cozy family breakfast. Now, you might be wondering, how can I make these fluffy wonders at home? Well, it's as easy as pie, or should I say pancake. All you need is some flour, eggs, milk, and a bit of baking powder. Mix it all together, pour it onto a hot griddle, wait for those bubbles to pop, and then give it a flip. Top it off with some butter and maple syrup, and there you go. You've got yourself a homemade pancake breakfast. The flipping, fantastic tale of pancakes, a story of ancient traditions, structured marketing, and a breakfast revolution. With each mouthful of that cloud-like pancake, you're not merely indulging in a breakfast treat, you're savoring a delicious slice of the United States past. Moving on to another popular American breakfast delicacy. 4. The donut deception. Alright, let's glaze over to our next culprit, the donut. Now, who can resist the allure of a good donut, right? But did you know that this sweet fried ring of joy was once considered a breakfast food? That's right, folks. The donut's journey to your breakfast table is a tale as twisted as a pretzel, filled with war and genius marketing. During World War I, the Salvation Army served donuts to soldiers on the front lines to boost morale. But when the soldiers returned home, they brought their love for donuts with them. Much like a souvenir, but far tastier. Sensing an opportunity as big as the hole in the middle of a donut, donut companies started promoting donuts as a quick and easy breakfast option. With the invention of the donut machine by Adolf Levitt in 1920, mass production of donuts became possible. And just like that, the donut rolled its way into the American breakfast scene. But let's not sugarcoat things here. While donuts might be delicious, they're not exactly the healthiest choice. They're fried, filled with sugar, and can lead to a whole lot of health problems if eaten in excess. But hey, who can resist the call of a fresh warm donut in the morning, right? And let's not forget the sneaky marketing strategies that were employed to make donuts a breakfast staple. Donut companies used catchy slogans, enticing images, and even created National Donut Day to make sure donuts stayed on our minds and in our breakfasts. But also, remember, not all that glitters is glaze. While American breakfast foods might be tasty, they're not always the best choice for a healthy start to the day. So, eat wisely, folks. Going over to number 5 enters bagel boom. Number 5 on our list is the famous bagel, the breakfast food that roundly took America by storm. The bagel, a bread product of Jewish origin, was unknown in America until the mid-20th century. But all that changed thanks to a man named Harry Lender, the yeast whisperer of his time. Today, bagels are as much a breakfast staple as the morning newspaper, enjoyed with cream cheese, lox, or just plain butter. But remember, behind every bagel, there's a story of immigration, innovation, and a whole lot of cream cheese. Lender, a Jewish immigrant from Poland, started selling bagels in New Haven, Connecticut in the 1920s. But it wasn't until the 1950s, when Lender and his son started mass-producing bagels and selling them frozen, that bagels really rose to the occasion. The Lenders marketed bagels as a new and exotic alternative to donuts or toast, and America ate it up, literally. Fast forward to the present day, and bagels have spread their influence far and wide. From the classic New York-style bagel to the more adventurous rainbow bagel, there's a bagel for every taste and preference. But what does the future hold for our beloved bagel? Will we see bagels in space? Or perhaps a bagel that can toast itself? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. As long as there's cream cheese and a cup of coffee, the bagel will always have a place at the American breakfast table. Perhaps we'll see bagel burgers, bagel pizzas, or even bagel ice cream sandwiches. The possibilities are as endless as a bagel's loop. Over the years, the American breakfast has seen a lot of changes. We've gone from hearty bacon and eggs to sugary cereal, and now to green smoothies and avocado toast. But no matter how our breakfast habits change, one thing remains the same: our love for a good breakfast story. So, there you have it, folks. The Great American Breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a saga of marketing, myth, and a dash of morality. Whether you're a bacon and eggs traditionalist, a pancake enthusiast, a cereal lover, a donut devotee, or a bagel buff, we're all part of the Great American Breakfast conspiracy.